Welcome to the Squad Plug. This is Yuli. On today's episode, this is episode 3 of the Powergrifters. It's about Nico Flores and Nico-gate. We are joined by Jeffrey Coe, Nico Flores' former business partner, and he provides a shit ton of insight as to what actually took place behind the scenes and some new developments as far as Nico and his cabal of idiots are concerned. Like, subscribe, share, ask questions, all that stuff, and definitely give us a 5-star rating because we've been review bombed by everybody we've roasted on the show. Yuli signing out.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Squad Plug, episode 28. So, as I've said for 3 episodes now, we were supposed to have a guest on to talk domestic violence in powerlifting. However, due to an ongoing court case, we are not allowed to have the guest on at this time. So we will in the future when that is feasible. However, we are here to talk about another court case, a civil case, in fact, regarding Nico Flores and our guest, Jeff here.
So Jeff is the former, I'm going to say lead for Nico Flores' brand, Garden Threads. He basically, built it, I dare say, from the ground up. Literally moved to Austin from New Jersey to help this guy out with his company and shit, and was basically done dirty by Nico in the process. He took, how somebody takes one for the team. He took a couple for the team, and in the end, Nico Flores told him to kick rocks and to fucking start a deal with fucking DoorDash. In the end, that was happening.
I don't know what that means.
So, Jeff, you want to let them know what that means?
This means that he told me to go find other ways to make money, as in door dashing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Bro, some friend. Holy shit. So I guess the best place we can kind of begin this is at the start. Jeff, how did you meet Mr. Valorant, a.k.a. Nico Flores?
Yeah, so I was towards the end of my contract for the Marines, and I was about to get out, but that's when I met Nico. I was following him a while ago, but I saw his story, and I guess we both played the same video game, Valorant, so that's why Yelly calls him Mr. Valorant. But
got it.
He posted his Discord, and I joined. And then, he was like, oh, does anyone want to play on his story, a while ago? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it's a bunch of his followers and I guess his friends. And then I started playing. But he added me and, started playing with me because, I was, the best one out of everyone there. And then once he realized that I powerlift as well, we just started, kicking it, chatting every day. And then from then on, we've got closer and closer. And then at that time, I was being coached by a flex coach at the time. But
sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah. But towards, because I was in meat prep, so towards once I was getting out of the Marines, I went back to New Jersey, and I was, a couple weeks out. Nico and Joe Stanek flew out to New Jersey to come handle me. And after that meet, I pretty much dropped Will and ended up going under Nico. And then from then on, he's coached me. We've talked together. And then we've gotten closer. And then I want to say 2020, early 2023, or at the end of 2022, that was when he hit me up about how he wants to change Team Flowers, his coaching team, to a lifestyle brand. And I was like, what are the steps to do that, or what do you need? And then he's explaining to me he needs people to help him to do this and that, and he doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm. So that's when he essentially had you asked you to fly out to Austin, if I remember correctly, right?
No, not right away, but I start helping him with one design at first, because this is when I was still alright at graphics and stuff. I was still like messing around with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess that one design did well. And he was like, that's when he was like, I need you down here.
Which design was that? Was that the Monstera design?
No, it was the one before that. But I don't think you've seen it, but he wears it in his video. It's like a box. It's like a green box. And it just says The Garden on it on a black t-shirt. But apparently it did well. So after that drop, he just started messaging me. He's like, oh, dude. He's like, I think you should come down here. He's like bribing me with like this and that. False promises.
Let me ask you this. Did he pay you for that first design?
No. What he said for that, he basically said, since I was making that first design and I was also making YouTube thumbnails for him for his YouTube channel, he's like, oh, I'll coach you for free. Mm-hmm. So that design is like, all right, out of the way. So
you basically bartered it, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you know, like you exchange your service for just one for his service. Now, so for people tuning in right now, this is basically the start of a whole lot of the same kind of stuff kind of taking place. Now, we noticed that he essentially did actually barter the service for the design this time. After this, he's essentially doing a whole lot more work because with more designs, that kind of stuff, you very quickly start to see what takes place. How quickly, I guess, like Jeff is taken advantage of by Nico. You know, so now he's asking you to move down to Austin, that kind of stuff. What are you thinking at this point in time?
At this time, like, at the time, I didn't think he was like that type of person because I didn't see it through him. And
did you hear anything in New Jersey about him? Because I understand at this point in time, he had a huge falling out with pretty much his entire friend base over there.
To be honest, I kind of got like a hint of it because like the gym I went to at Alante Barbell Club, a lot of people there would not talk to me because he was coaching me. But like the thing was, I kind of saw it coming in a way because before they knew I was coach under him, they would talk to me like every day, come in, say hi, what's up. Second they found out he was coaching me, never said a word to me again.
And did you ever bring that up to Nico?
No.
But
he did like always like talk shit about like everyone around New Jersey and stuff. But then again, they all hate him, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's obviously.
Yeah, no, I remember hearing quite a few stories. I guess as I was covering this like initially, from people in New Jersey, like just out of the woodwork, like people just coming in, like they didn't just dislike the guy; they fucking hated his guts. People coming in like saying all kinds of wild shit about him. Like he was best friends with some people, and then would basically stop interacting with them, would unfollow them on Instagram, and stop talking to them like as a person. Like legitimately, just like the hallmarks of like a huge egoist and like a fucking like a homie hopper. Would fucking work with somebody, get every ounce, like I said, I want to say like benefit he could from them, and then basically when he realized that he wasn't getting anything else from them, he fucking like move on to the next fucking person. Just a toxic human being. Which also explains why he moved away from New Jersey. I think people got wind of his shit, moved out. In addition to that, I think he also cheated on one of his boys' sisters. When they were dating.
So he was dating the girl.
Yeah, dating the girl. And her brother said, if you fuck around, you're going to find out. He fucked around, and word on the street is that, he may well end up finding out.
And he got ran out of New Jersey.
Pretty much. I mean, he was supposed to be doing the Rising Tide this a couple months ago. Was he? Yeah, and pulled out of the league because of what's called the pressure from people in New Jersey. Instead, he decided to do some chintzy ass fucking meet out and what's we call it that game day barbell. It was ridiculous. I saw the entire thing there's no AC. It was fucking too hot. It was all
My God, there was no AC.
Yeah. So speaking of game day, so let's talk about what happened after you moved to Austin. It's like, how was life after you moved down there?
It wasn't bad the first 2 months. We had another drop, which was the Monstera one. That one did very well. Everything sold out.
Were you paid for the Monstera drop?
I want to say no because looking back at the transactions, no. But this was when we weren't broken even in a way because what I said to him after that was he thinks we're investing back and just using the profits to keep scaling up the brand, which was what we did. But then once he started profiting more at the next drop, he basically like kind of did some really sketchy shit, but that was when like I kind of like had like trust issues with him on like certain things he said.
This is when you start to see the red flags that were slowly starting.
Yeah,
Can you expand on what those sketchy things were?
So he like when I got there, he made a deal because I lived with one of his friends at the time because his friend got it was like an apartment condo, 2-bedroom, and I was living with him at the time, and he said he would pay me $200 every month since I was helping him towards helping me pay my rent. He never did that for like 2 months straight until I called him out on it. And then when I did call him out on it, he paid me for that 1 month and then never again.
Sounds about right. So it's things like this over here. So false promises, and then basically he just expects you to like not follow up on like what he promised you, like over and over and over. So the Monstera drop takes place. I want to say out of all the drops, the one which I remember the most out of Garden Threads is indeed the Monstera drop. So you came with the design, you produced it, you gave it to him, and so on and so forth, and he hadn't even paid you for it. As far as I'm concerned, I think the Monstera drop is yours. If you're not paid for work and so you still own it. There wasn't a transfer that took place. There was no sale of this to this person. He's basically using it and essentially using it, I guess, like, without having paid you for it. So in other words.
So did you guys at this point or at some point leading up to this have a conversation about him paying you for these designs?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So he wasn't like under the assumption any longer that you guys were just like bartering coaching service for your design work. You guys had a conversation.
Yep.
Okay.
Even through text messages, he said like, "Oh, once we're profitable or once we do like profit off this drop, he would pay me, but zero payment."
Yeah, those actual text conversations are available if people want to take a look at them on the account called Combo Rack Man. So, he's a Combo Rack Man has posted all this stuff out there. I think it's all visible to see.
I wonder how he knows about all this stuff.
As do I. He's a very knowledgeable individual. But this kind of stuff. So I'll take a look at that as far as that's concerned. But you see this stuff happening here, and he says it, and there's screenshots of these conversations taking place, and yada yada, that kind of stuff. So he basically scams you out of the garden like line, the garden thread like T-shirt like profits or whatever. Says he's gonna pay you every single profitable. So some people may be thinking T-shirts aren't free; they cost money. How much do the T-shirts cost altogether, Jeff?
Blanks wise, we've paid around like $1,400 to get the blanks, and since they were screen printed because they had a heat press machine, everything was done like in the back end.
And you're also the person who was actually doing the manual labor. You're like the person doing the screen press, right?
I would say I didn't do all of it because he had one of his other guys that does it, but he's like a big dick rider, and
So what did Nico do for the company himself?
Well, he didn't. The only thing he's done was pretty much the advertisement, which is for his Instagram, and a couple times that he's printed out the shirts, but besides that, nothing else. The website was all of me.
$1,400 for the shirts is the cost. And you look at zero labor because he has his dick rider friend and he has you basically pimping you out to do his fucking work, apparently. Sorry for the term phrase with him, but he's like taking advantage of you. And he's occasionally like helping out as well. So $1,400 for that. And we looked at the numbers and it came out to $27,000 that he made during the course of time that you were working with him. Is that correct?
Yep.
So $27,000. Would you say that he was profitable at this point in time? Considering it was $27,000 that he had coming in and $1,400 in expenses.
Yep. He was 100% profitable.
Yes. And you received how much of that?
I want to say I don't know the exact number, but definitely less than 5,000.
Definitely less than 5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing all the work over here, the backbreaking work. Come with the designs. Were you also helping out on his website?
Yep. I made the entire website.
You made the entire website. Did you get paid for that?
No, I did not.
Interesting. And this is a person who told you to move out to Austin to help him out with his business, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You helped him out, all right.
Yeah. Oh, he helped him. You lived up to your end of the bargain. Did he promise you that he was going to be paying you or compensating you some way, shape, or form? Did he intimate that at any time?
He said it through text messages and in person. He always said like, "Oh, once like we make profit, I'm going to pay you." And
did you have a split, like a profit split? Like after you started making profit, do you have like a specific split that he promised you, or like how?
There wasn't like he never like said a specific number, but there was no payment from him either way. But yeah.
So let's talk about instances where there actually where the splits actually did take place and when there was payment that happened. Now, there's another. The people may not know this, but he also Nico had also worked with a company called Cloud Power, right? This took place. I want to say, what was it like in January 2023, or was it a little bit earlier than that?
It was earlier this year.
Earlier this year, January 2024,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the same time, wasn't he also under contract with 110?
Yes, he was.
So he was in contract with 110 and working with a rival company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what people may not know is that Cloud Power was also found to actively come after 110's athletes and try to recruit them onto the team. This took place on many different occasions. I've spoken to Kevin Papa about this at length, and he confirmed this as well. So when he did this here, it was a betrayal to Kevin Papa. He betrayed him, and he betrayed his agreement with the company and so on and so forth. Now, when he first started working together with Cloud Power, he also had you working there, correct? Right? You're like helping out there.
This was, sorry to interrupt, but this was after he only took Cloud Power because the timing of it was like pretty crazy. Because I was working for Rasco Apparel at the time, and once I got laid off, Cloud Power messaged him like 2 weeks after I got laid off, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like he told me, he's like, "You won't believe this shit." And then he shows me the messages, text message. He's like, "Oh, look who DM'd me." And then like he's like, "Do you want to entertain this and like actually like do it?" And then when he says that, I'm assuming it's going to be a 50-50 split because he's telling me, he's like, "Oh, this could pay for your rent."
Yes.
If he's talking about this could pay for your if he's talking about this could pay for your rent, it's obviously not going to be a 70-30 split. It's going to be 50-50 by the way he's saying it.
So let's actually talk about the first payment that came through. It was $1,500 bi-weekly, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How much did you receive the first time?
First time I got 700.
700 or 750?
It was either 700 or 750.
Okay, so roughly half of the proceeds.
Yep.
And what was the second payment?
The second payment was $350 or $375. That was like 4 months later.
So it's a quarter of the payment now. It goes from half to a quarter,
Yep.
and then it goes to none, correct?
Yep.
And so what was his excuse? Like basically saying that he wasn't getting paid by them, right?
Yep. Every single time I messaged him like every 2 weeks, and I'm like, "Did the cloud owner get back to you?" And his excuse was, "Oh, he's not responding to me. Oh, he's busy." Like, meanwhile, he's saying this. He doesn't realize like, oh, we both share the same email, so I see the PayPal invoices coming. 1,500 every 2 weeks. 1,500 every 2 weeks. Like,
Bro,
why are you lying to my face?
He played himself. Oh my god.
Wow,
What did you do when that happened? Like, did you not call him out? Were you waiting for like?
No, I was like,
coming?
the first time I saw it, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna say anything. And then it happened like 3 times, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna say something. When I called him out on it, he tried gaslighting me. Like, he wrote like a long message saying, "Oh," like he was still like pretty much in denial of it and saying, "Oh, we literally get paid to like film Bam Bam, which was an athlete," and he's like, "This is just like shitty work, you know?" And I was like, "That's not the point. The point is like you're lying straight to my face and taking all this money."
So let's look at another dimension over here, which people may not realize. Now, 110 also sponsored or partnered up with Game Day Barbell Gym, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go to Cloud Power's account, you see, not only do you see that Nico Flores is pushing a product out there, we've established this, and we have a contract. You can actually see the contract between Nico Flores and Cloud Power and everything that's intimated there. But now at Game Day Barbell, you have people out there like Tim Thibodeau and all these other people who have a partnership with 110 wearing Cloud Power merchandise.
Yep.
Oh my God, bro! What is wrong with no shame at all?
Yeah.
So it's not just him. I think there's something in the water in Austin and Texas in general and whatnot. And when it comes down to people just doing like shady fugazi shit, this is fucking obnoxious, fucking egotistical, egomaniacal fucking behavior, to be honest. So all this happens, it all takes place and so on and so forth, right? So he's defrauded you on the Garden Threads line.
Mm-hmm.
He's defrauded you on the Cloud Power line and whatnot. He's not paying you for the thumbnails and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any other projects that you had with Nico Flores?
Yes, I did. For his intro to powerlifting program that he started, which was it was like a monthly payment from his subscribers that subscribe to the program. It gets updated monthly, block by block, and it was like $5 to $10 per month. And he would pretty much write out like the block in like a really crappy format, and I would put it into a nice PDF and like have like a nice backdrop on it and then lay it out, and I would post it every month. I did it for like 6 to 7 months, and the only time he paid me was the first month.
So 6 months you basically just took it on chin. You took no one for the team here.
Yep.
You're like the Mother Teresa.
And everyone purchasing these programs think that it's Nico updating them.
Yep.
Interesting. Well,
nice.
So you have a roster essentially of about 100 plus people deep. Did you know that, Jeff?
Yeah.
Just give it to Coach.
Coach Jeff, baby, let's go.
Jeff, baby, that's what I'm talking about. But so we have that there. You also did some side work as well. I think some side work you actually were paid for, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
What was that side work? What did it involve?
So some side work I did was he edited for Rondell. So basically, yeah, Rondell Hunt. The YouTube videos he edited for Rondell. He did like 1 to 2 episodes, and he had too much work in his hand because there's just so many people going to him for videography, editing work. So he basically like gave me Rondell's work to do, and he would pay me for it. But there was like 1 to 2 episodes he didn't pay me on after we called him out. But besides the fact, there were...
So he owes you for those 2 episodes as well?
Yep. There's like 2 episodes that, he did not pay me for those. After we called him out, just no payments were sent.
Bro, what a fucking scumbag. Jeez, it's like just let every fucking direction you turn to him. Just one scumbag you fucking move after the other. Man has no...
And then there was this one other client he had that came to game day. He had like some baseball product, foot roller that he wanted to advertise, and I basically just edited the reels for him.
Did you get paid for that?
Yep. I got paid for that. Yep, I got paid for that. But it was just weird that he would pay me for like other people's work, but for his own business, no, nothing.
So let's also look back at this for you. So he owes you a couple 10,000 grand over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say maybe half of what Garden Threads made is what I would say would be a fair estimate over here. If you're like fucking doing all the backbreaking work, if you made the website, if you made the fucking product, if you're fucking doing the screen prints over here, I'd say that's about fair. You move out to Austin to help him out over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, unfortunately, you find yourself, laid off from Rascal. I think that's the story for another time and place. I understand some of the familiar faces we mentioned before were actually involved in that fiasco as well. Sorry you went through that. But now you have rent to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You moved out to Austin at his behest, him promising the world to you. How did he help you out when you find yourself being laid off?
How did he help me, or?
Yeah, how did he help you?
Well, he didn't really help me until like I thought he would help me after he said, "Oh, we're gonna do the split on for clout." So I'm like, okay, I don't have to go look for a job like right away.
He knew you were laid off, right?
Yep, he knew I was laid off, and there's text messages showing that he was like pretty pissed off about it. He was like, "This is like stupid for what I got laid off for."
So he sees you laid off. He tells you, he makes a promise to you that he's going to have you work for Cloud Power so you can pay off your rent with this money now.
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeds to not pay you for the work you do with Cloud Power.
Mm-hmm.
So now basically you find yourself living off of what I assume is like your savings and all that kind of stuff. Did you mention to him the fact that I guess like you weren't getting paid, that you need money and that kind of stuff? Like, what was his response?
So I told him, I was like, dude, I'm not getting paid enough. Like, I have rent to pay. And then he tells me, he's like, oh, how much more do you need? I tell him. He sent me the rest of the payment. Meanwhile, he owes me a lot of money. And he's like, oh, here's the remainder of your rent. Like, coming from himself. When in reality, he owed me, like, more than that. So he's kind of like...
He tried to make it like was a favor.
Yeah, on his end, when he owed me a lot of money. And I'm like...
And you're still living with his friend at the time, correct?
No, at that time, I moved out.
Gotcha, okay.
I was living on my own.
Gotcha, okay.
So this takes place now, and now what is his response? What does he say? I guess about you. I guess like finding a job, whatever the case happens to be. Now, what's his remark?
He was like, "Oh, like he messaged me. He's like, oh, I can only get you so much more work. Meanwhile, you're not paying me for half my work." And then he's like, "Do you think you can go DoorDash 2 to 3 times a week to find the money to pay the rest of your rent?" I'm like,
wow,
bro, the fucking nerve.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that. That's, again, it shows you just, I guess, like his character, who he is and whatnot, and should I say lack of his character. Were people out of there at Game Day Barber aware of the situation?
I told one of his close friends, like 1 or 2 of them, and like they kind of, they kind of like sided towards him, and like they were like, "Oh, you should go and talk to him about it." And then I showed them like the proof and everything, and they kind of like, I don't know if they looked at it or not, but the response they gave me didn't even seem like they cared. But once like I kind of like started leaving Austin, all of them started like fading away from me. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that Nico probably told them another story and they didn't hear my side of the story. So
he should talk to you. So he has you move to Austin, basically leaves you in the lurch and whatnot, fucking like essentially has you saving away for him and whatnot, doesn't pay for the shit. In the end, when you decide you can't sustain your life any longer, he fucking shit talks you to his friend circle.
Yep.
Awesome, amazing. You love to see it. So you move back over here. I'm curious, like since because we've been covering this for a little while, I want to say a better part of 6 or 7 months, 8 months maybe. Have any one of them changed their mindset about this whole situation?
No.
So people like Bam Bam, people like Tim Thibodeau, like those happy-go-lucky, positive faces and whatnot. What's their take on the situation over there? I'm curious.
Well, ever since I called Nico out on the situation, when you posted about it, all of them unfollowed me.
How nice.
Yep.
How very interesting.
Everyone around him all unfollowed me. Even like the 2 before I left, I warned like 2 of his close, like 2 of the people that he took advantage of. I was like, I'm warning you. I was like, just watch your back because you're next. And I'm sure they're gonna hear this podcast. So, like, yeah.
Good. They should hear it.
Yeah.
So I've heard some very bad things about Nico's coaching here in the Northeast. I may mention one of the names of the people who's actually worked with him in the past and whatnot, and he did not have very favorable reviews of Nico Flores. Now, as somebody who was privy to his little Discord and got a chance to watch the people he was coaching with his bullshit $5 to $10 a month program and whatnot, mm-hmm. What typically happened when people wanted to leave his service? How did that work out?
So I had access to his email, and I saw like a lot of people wanting to cancel the service. He would pretty much not reply to any of the emails. So the only way for someone to cancel the service was to go to your cancel your bank account, the debit card, and get a new card. That was the only way, or it would always charge your card.
Well, wouldn't they try to communicate with him in the Discord chat?
Yep. I have a screenshot proof of everything, but there was like 2 or 3 people that commented in the chat, and they were like, "Oh, Nico, can I get a refund, or how do I cancel?" and I see it for Discord, like you can see who delete comments, and I see him deleting all the comments on people trying to cancel their subscription when it's $5 to $10.
Damn.
Bro, he must have been tight for money. I mean, like, does this guy have like a drug habit? He's like fucking gambling and shit like that? What's going on? Like, where will this money go to? Wait. I know. It went to something very important, something that you cannot do without. This is the most important thing. This thing goes above paying people who you owe money to. This goes above, I guess, the employees who work for you. This is him getting a fucking bullshit, I want to say, coastal, landlocked fucking bullshit house that he bought out in fucking Austin, Texas, someplace, if I remember correctly. So this took precedence over him taking care of the basic needs that you guys had.
Yep.
So he bought a fucking house with the money he should have paid you. Jeff, you paid for his house, bro.
I know.
The lawyer I'd spoken to, who kind of advised us in the situation, said that had you opened up this lawsuit in Texas, you could have prevented him from actually purchasing the house, and you could actually put a lien on the house outright. It could get an innumerable amount of damage to him. Not to mention suing for for damages and punitive damage and things of that nature and whatnot. Instead, you chose to sue out over here because you didn't want to destroy his life, which is a very noble act in you and whatnot. I think maybe you should pursue them more aggressively and whatnot. But we understand that he isn't exactly who he presents himself to be. It seems like he's a little broke bitch apparently. Hasn't he opened up his coaching roster again of late?
Yes, he did. He opened it up by 25 to 50 slots. It's like last month I see him posting. Well, I see other people repost it because I don't follow him anymore, and it's just like the people that I follow and he tags, I just see on my story all the time. He's reposting last month, this month that he needs more clients. I'm like, the house payment doesn't pay for itself.
And from what I understand, quite a few people who he's worked with in the past, some big names like Dozer and so on and so forth, no longer work with him, correct?
I believe not. I haven't seen his work being posted, so I don't think so.
You know what I think he could do? DoorDash.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. It seems sort of like a beginner's what you call it, road to door dashing or something like that.
Road to DoorDash.
We're gonna start making YouTube videos about his DoorDash. People will watch that shit.
The engagement would be that the adventures of Nico Flores and DoorDash.
Yeah.
He could do beginner powerlifting classes with old ladies.
And offer free day passes at game day.
Because they're doing very well. All this takes place. There's a whole lot going on behind the scenes. Game day is a fucking clusterfuck. It seems. You've got him doing this shit. You've got fucking Joe Stanek doing what he did and getting kicked out of the company ultimately. For fucking defrauding people, and everybody knows what time of day it is. With Joe Stanek and the shit that he fucking did.
He's up to his old tricks again too.
That's what it seems like. Apparently he's found God, which is ironic because the last conversation I had with Joe Stanek, I essentially cursed him out, talked a whole lot of shit, and I said, "You need to find Jesus." Guys, listeners, it seems like he has found Jesus.
He took you literally.
He took me literally. I got to post the screenshots, I swear. But I don't know, just this fraudulent shit. It seems like it's an epicenter for the shit. Tim Thibodeau is about as spineless as a fucking jellyfish, it would seem. Literally just allowing all this to take place over there. Fucking no leadership whatsoever. I'm not going to talk about the shit rascal and whatnot, but also his behavior and lack of involvement there also allowed to you being laid off in the first place because again he lacks a spine. It's insane, because they have such a big following and they have such an ability, not an ability, but they have the potential to do so much fucking good. The following that they have, with the clout that they have with them. Instead, it's fucking mismanaged.
But it doesn't sound like they're in this to help people. It sounds like they're in this to line their pockets and profit as much as. Okay, excuse me. He's attempting to profit as much as possible. He's not doing a very good job of it. But I think that's his intention versus actually helping people. Because if he were out to help people, I think he would have helped Jeff the several opportunities he had to do so.
Absolutely had the chance to help Jeff out in so many different ways. And it's not like we're not looking at somebody who's like a parasite. Jeff isn't asking for fucking handouts. This man's like busting his ass, produces like.
He literally just said that he did nearly all of the work.
Yes, I know.
To create all of these brands and the websites and the merch and not even the designs for the merch, but the merch itself. Yeah.
But now the thread that Nico's spinning out in Austin, he's telling his little fucking circle jerk, is that Jeff's asking for handouts, that he's being needy, that he doesn't deserve what he's deserved. You know what he deserves. And
yeah,
like he's gaslighting the shit out of these people, and they want to hear because they're looking for like fucking crumbs of clout from Nico Flores. You know, it's so sad to see this.
He'll do enough people dirty where he'll have to flee Texas, just like he fled New Jersey, and he'll go to another state and he'll do it all over again, which is
I'm sure
the unfortunate part of it. But it's their MO. It's Joe Stanik's already did this in 2019.
I know.
You know, it's not like there was
years.
Yeah, so it's just around and around we go.
I just remember about something. Was it Nico Flores working with USAPL at one point?
Yep.
So
he was.
From what I understand, he's currently banned from working with USAPL in a professional capacity going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the reason they couldn't do meets at Game Day?
No.
No. Joe Stanik is the reason.
What happened with that? Anyways, I don't even remember.
So a whole lot took place behind the scenes. From what I understand,
I think essentially he just ran an awful meet, right? And then there was some issue with the equipment, I believe.
I'm not entirely too sure about that. Like I forgot that I was told the story.
I think
enough time has passed.
From what I've heard, it was to something about the Dirt Street meet that they had with the collab with Dirt Street. It was something with that meet that got them banned from hosting meets. But I don't know what happened.
I heard something pretty outrageous. When USAPL leadership found out about it, that was it for Game Day. They just recently got the rights to fucking hold meets out there restored, again. So, bro, it's ridiculous, man. It's not that
good crew out there,
bro. Yeah. But there's no water out there. Holy shit! You know, like Jesus Christ. But
Jeff, where are you living right now?
Oh, I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, all right, cool. So you're back in the Northeast with us.
Yeah,
all right, cool. Good.
You got the good water now. Okay.
Yeah.
so all this takes place. All this stuff happens now, right? Jeff's back in Jersey doing his thing. We moved on. Like he's pursuing the lawsuit, I guess, against like Nico and that kind of stuff. And the other day, what was it? Yesterday, in fact, right?
Yep.
Yesterday, Nico's supposed to show up in court now. So he's still a New Jersey resident. He's been sent the the affidavit to show up to court, and he chooses to not show up. I'm there in person, and now the judge finds in default for Jeff, and Jeff asked for the maximum amount, which is $5,000. You know, so now Nico Flores officially owes you $5,000. Apparently now you could put a lien on his house, you could put a lien on his bank accounts, you could garnish his wages. So all this kind of stuff here is possible. And New Jersey, by the way, I don't know if people listening know this, has a very good system in place to help people get the money that they're owed. So Nico Flores is not wiggling his way out of this. He is stuck. He's caught. You know, the money will be paid off to you, Jeff. Just it's a matter of time with them. But now there's this stuff over here because we're dealing with all this controversy. We found some very interesting stuff as well. As far as his girlfriend's coaching.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this, Jeff?
I'll talk about it. So.
One second.
Okay, tell me.
That's calling me.
Tell me. One second. Time. Okay, so would you like to talk about his girlfriend's coaching?
Yeah. So the incident with that was whenever I got messages saying something about her coaching at the time, and I was like, and I looked at her program, and I was like, something about this program looks very familiar. Open up Steve Denovi's free template that he has. Looks exactly like it.
It's Steve Denovi's template, but in pastel colors.
Steve Denovi's template's like the go-to for thieving programs. Like it's
3 people.
I know.
So she's the third. Somebody in Georgia, and then somebody out in Buffalo. You know, And I saw a story post about Stephen Novi. Somebody shared my way with us. It seemed like it was a reference to this, talking about if a person's learning from him, it's okay to use elements of his program. If you look at the two programs side by side, they are fucking identical for all intents and purposes. The percentages, the reps, the sets, and that kind of stuff is just like moved apart. You know, it's like basically you paraphrased it. Now people say maybe this is like a one-off instance. Maybe this is like, you know, like her just like an exception of her doing this one time. She doesn't have a history of doing this. Maybe it's being spun out like, you know, like what you call it, you know, like spun out of proportion. Well, she's confronted by this by what you call by one of her clients, and she apologizes. Correct, Jeff?
Yep.
What did she say in her apology, more or less?
When she apologized, I just read the message and I was like, this doesn't sound natural. So, and I copy and paste it into a AI checker.
We had a one-off instance where basically kind of maybe paraphrased, so like plagiarized accidentally Stephen Novi's program. But now she apologizes. Jeff looks at the apology letter and
I went to go AI check it, and it's written by AI.
Because he wrote her own apology. Oh my God! So no, it wasn't an accident. She blatantly stole and ripped off a fucking Steve Novi's fucking program. You know, This is fucking a shit. And how much was she charging per month by this program? I'm curious.
Who?
The girlfriend. How much was she charging for this coaching?
I think $200.
$200 a month.
Yeah.
For a stolen template, template, a stolen free template. Because by the way, the people listening right now, if you want to get your hands on Stephen Novi's program, it is free. It's out there. He puts it out there to help people out. So by all means, go out there and get it yourself. You don't have to pay $200 a month for this. Oh my God! But if the plot thickens, because
it goes deeper than this.
It goes deeper than this.
Yep.
Oh my goodness!
The new revised version of the program, which didn't have yes, it is. It's this part. It's the spicy part. This part of the program in it, like didn't have the Stephen Novi template in there. It was something brand new.
Yeah.
Now her friend produced this new part. Jeff, if you could please just let us know what I'm talking about here.
Okay, so apparently she messaged her client. Oh, my friend was working on this program for me, and as in friend, probably Nico, because who else around her knows how to coach, and she lives with Nico now, so it makes sense. But I open it up. She sends me this screenshot, and it pretty much says the N-word.
So let's
written in the program.
Yes. So it says.
In like what context? Like,
so, can you pull it up?
So like,
wait, I don't have it. Do you have it?
Jeff, do you have it on hand or
no? Let me check.
Oh my fucking God! What is going on here,
bro? It's
I
insane.
have it. I'll send it to you.
Okay. So let's send it to me real quick. Let me actually just get this real quick. So I'm gonna do something real quick right here. Give me a second. Mateo, I'm gonna send this to you. And I want to take this and present this to the screen so everybody can see exactly what we're talking about over here. You know, because you have people saying that screenshots are, you know, like we're bullshitting, yada, blah, blah. You got it, Mateo?
Yep.
Okay. So if you want to bring that to the screen over here.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Dude,
that's. Can you just send it to the group chat?
How do I do that?
Just send it to. Just send this. Just send it to the group chat.
Okay, send it to the group chat.
Okay, let's cut this whole part.
Jeff's already seen it. Jeff doesn't need to see it.
No, but
I want to see it. So I want to just send it to the group chat. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, best to send to the group chat. I'll post it to this.
Wait, the qualities.
The fuck?
Yep. So this is what he did. This is his humor. This is who he is.
And that was on a client's program.
So yeah, they're in
spreadsheet.
So he wrote the name.
Hilarious.
He wrote the client's name as hates Edwards. That's the client's name.
And then height short. So here we go. Best, you wanna hide the rest of that?
That's all. That's not necessary. You're doing too much, Bestar. There you go.
But either way, that screenshot's gonna last. So I think we're gonna keep that. Right?
Oh, fuck, dude.
That out.
The fuck?
Well, this is the shit that he's posting. So now, if memory serves correctly, I think his best friend is Bam Bam, right?
Yep.
And this is the shit that he's sending around out there.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Say that she has another friend who does coaching and has like an edgy, stupid sense of humor and whatnot, somebody else who probably has a preference for t-shirts that say, "Don't bully me, I'll come." One of these guys whatnot. Like somebody else has to be out there, some mystery person. Oh, there we go. Here we go. So this is what the actual screenshot shows. Zoom in this. Yes. So this is what was on the client's spreadsheet. Her friend helped her come up with a spreadsheet. I'll leave it to the viewer audience to decide who that friend could possibly be. To wonder, to speculate. Maybe somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Some mystery third party.
Yep.
But this is the recklessness. This is the stupidity that these people exhibit. It's so absolutely fucking bonkers. It's so unnecessary. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. So I don't know, man. I'm not surprised this happened. Jeff, what's your overall thought on this entire experience? How do you feel about this all?
10 out of 10 would do it again.
I wish, but honestly, I'm glad that it's over and that I'm back here. But at the time, obviously it sucked. And the worst part was like seeing like people who I thought were like my friends just switch up on me just like that.
Yep, that's one of the 1 second. That's one of the what's you call it, issues with people who are clout riders. They lack integrity. There's no character out there at all. There's no loyalty out there at all. All there is basically their own personal contrived needs and wants. They want to dick ride. They want to be associated with people who are famous and so quote unquote famous, because this is a micro. This is a micro niche, and he is a micro celebrity within this micro niche. That's how pathetic it is when you clout ride these people. Is what these people fucking do. So to be surprised, I guess, that they fucking decide to do that and whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be disappointed, but you can't be surprised. You can't be shocked. I wouldn't expect anything less of these people. They are friends by convenience. They're fair weather friends and whatnot. I've lost a tremendous amount of respect for people in that community who associate with Nico, to be honest, after this year. And they haven't done me anything wrong with them, but I certainly don't want anything to do with these people. They're I would say, human smegma is what I would say basically.
Smegma.
Legit smegma.
Human schmegma.
Schmegma. But that's how I characterize them. You're back in Jersey. You're on to bigger, better things. I understand, I guess, if you've partnered up with a very good company, you're essentially doing the rascal, but doing it for more and having a better time in it. So tend to work themselves out right now. And we love to see it. You guys okay with moving on to some questions that we were asked by the audience out there?
Absolutely.
Some questions we have here. Somebody's asking here, prior to all this, did you ever feel something was off with the dude?
No, but one thing I'll say is, like, I've noticed, like, the more money he ended up getting, like, you can tell he started becoming, like, money hungry. You can just tell, like, once, like, more money just started flowing in because of the amount of income, different sources of income that he got, he progressively just got more money hungry and more selfish for, like, everything for himself. And, like, he just stopped caring about the people around him. Meanwhile, he's saying, like, oh, I will make sure, like, I'll take care of you and the person that was helping him as well. But clearly not.
So, okay, so those basically like a bad problem got worse with him. Like his egotism somehow fucking morphed into an even worse version of egotism. It's like fucking like I don't know, just like some fucking cash, just fucking blob, like fucking self-serving fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
The next question here is basically: has anybody's stance shifted since this took place? Since this came to light?
The people around him at game day, no. In fact, like I've noticed, like some of them either block me, like every now and then. Like I've noticed, like some of them just unfollowed me and blocked me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. But everyone else is like, they unfollowed me. They're still like doing the same thing for him. I'm like, okay, if you guys want to learn the hard way, go that route.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't get how, like, oh, if I'm not, like, a good example of, like, what he did, and it's, like, with clear evidence of what happened, if you can't, like, learn from that, I don't know what else to say.
It's just so strange to me that someone like that can build such a cult-like following. Like, I understand that we're in a micro niche, and he's a little micro celebrity, but, like, he's just some guy. Like, he's a nobody. It's just crazy to me that people will follow him, to that degree and not really question any of his motives or any of his bad behavior. And, even when there's good evidence that, he's a shithead, it's just.
Well, the thing is that he fulfills, I want to say, like the cloud trifecta, where the case happens to be. He's coached by a cloud coach, Steve Denovi, who apparently has no fucking idea this is taking place, just doesn't give a shit. Speaks volumes about his ethics. He's an upstanding Christian.
Well, you heard that a lot from some of Stanik's clients that he didn't fuck over. I never had a problem with him, so
yes, I know.
It's not my problem. It's like, okay, I guess so.
but he has that, and he also has the lowest common denominator personality, aka zero personality. So what happens basically, he appeals to everybody because of how fucking basic he is. Like he's like basically the fucking pumpkin spice latte of the fucking proud female world. You know what I mean? Like don't bully me because I'll come.
Wow, so edgy, yeah, so edgy and original.
It's so corny, so contrite. He plays video games. Ooh, wow. I play video games.
Hey, Jeff plays video games.
Yeah. But he's not edgy, nor is he coached by Steve Denovi. Another question we have here is Nico's intro to powerlifting actually Steve Denovi's program?
To be honest, I have no idea. But hey, if it is,
some of the blocks were probably.
I have no idea.
I don't know. If I had to guess, like if I had to gamble with it, I'd say probably he stole elements from it, whatever. He is not the most I'm going to say not the most unique of people, not the most original people either. I can imagine that.
I mean, it's also not that difficult to write like single RP 678.
It really is.
Over 4 weeks.
What I'd like
do 4x3 at 80% back down.
What I'd like to see is a comparison side by side of Steve Denovi's programs and of Nico Flores' programs. And then do I want to say a similarity assay, like their websites that exist.
Yeah. Compare and contrast.
Can we do that?
I will say there's one thing I'll add to this, because while he was coaching me, there's this one thing that he would always do. So when he was coaching me at the time, and he was being coached by Steve, whenever Steve gives him something new to do, he would give it to all the people around him.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Gonna try this new cutting edge fatigue single.
No, that's literally what he did. So Steve gave it was when he first heard it from Steve about a fatigue single through, I don't know if he got programmed it or someone else did, but after that he started giving it to everyone around him. And then when Steve programmed him RDLs on his secondary deadlift day as a replacement, did the same for everyone else.
So found the secret sauce. Gotta make, chef it up for everybody. Oh man.
I don't know. Just something else I'm seeing here. Somebody's saying that they used to train a game day barbell, and Nico Flores said to people out there that because he's coached by PRS Performance by Steve Denovi, that he's basically Steve Denovi himself.
I haven't heard of that, but
yep. I used to lift the game.
It's like weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to lift the game date. Nico has actually said he's basically PRS since he's coached by him. Bro, who says that? Like, holy crap, man. So, I guess, like, you read these questions. The other one's basically asking us what the backstory happens to be, questions of that nature with. I think we addressed all those questions. Somebody was also asking if Nico Flores doesn't pay up, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is his bank account's going to be is going to have a lien on it. His house could have a lien on it, and his wages will be garnished, whatever wages he gets, and so on and so forth. Assuming he has to get a salary job, whatever the case happens to be. Again, New Jersey has a very good system in place for garnishing wages and collecting money that's due to plaintiffs in lawsuits like this. Nico is an absolute fucking idiot for not showing up to court. And again, it speaks volumes about his fucking lack of character, the fact that he didn't even show up to court. This isn't something you can fucking pretend away. This isn't something you can gaslight your fucking, like dipshit friends in Austin, Texas over. This shit has fucking teeth, Real world fucking ramifications for his fucking actions or lack thereof. It's fucking insane, bro. This borderline insane behavior, to be honest. To be this fucking, I want to say this apathetic in the face of this.
It's like sociopathic.
It is, but
to a degree.
He's opening up his roster so he can get more clients to pay off his bills.
Hell yeah, baby!
What's a $5,000 bill gonna do to him?
He just needs enough to come through the door to get quick 5-10 grand. And then they'll leave in 3 months, and it's cool. It's cool. He'll do it again. He can do it again. Just keep doing it. No big deal. No consequence.
It's fucking wild. But I think about wraps it up.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jeff, for coming on and telling your story.
Dude, thank you. Pleasure. Any last bits you want to leave the audience off with? Anything else you'd like to say?
Just watch out for the people that you look up to, because some of them aren't who they are on social media. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of people with a huge following, they're not who they actually are behind that phone screen.
If you had a chance to speak to Nico Flores right now, what would you say to him?
Tell him to go eat a dick and go DoorDash.
Well fucking said. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, brother, really. Wish you all the best. I'm glad things are working out for you and whatnot. Only up from here.
Thank you.